They told you money was evil. They told you wanting more was selfish. They told you that dreaming too big was dangerous. And so you shrank, not because you were weak, but because you were taught to fear your own potential. You see, the world doesn't suffer from lack of money. It suffers from lack of belief. Not belief in currency, not belief in the system, but belief in yourself. There is no shortage of gold. There is only a shortage of vision, because wealth, true, magnetic, lasting wealth, is not something you chase. It's something you become. And until your mind is forged in the fire of that truth, you will keep looking for fortune in all the wrong places, out there, instead of in here. That's the lie they sold you. That money is earned only by labor, by luck, by lineage. But Napoleon Hill shattered that myth nearly a century ago, when he wrote these 7 words that still echo across time. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Not whatever the bank can approve, not whatever the economy allows, not whatever your family understands, but whatever your mind is trained to expect, attract, and command. This is not wishful thinking. This is wealth reprogramming. Your mind is the vault. Your thoughts are the keys. And the riches of the world? They've been waiting on the other side, waiting for the moment you stop playing small. Mindset, wealth starts with inner dialogue. Understand this. The poor man and the rich man live in the same world, but they do not live in the same reality. The poor man wakes up and sees limits. The rich man wakes up and sees leverage. The poor man says, I can't afford it. The rich man asks, how can I afford it? It starts there. Not in the numbers, not in the income, but in the questions. Every question is a command to your subconscious. So when you ask like a victim, your mind gives you answers that justify staying broke. But ask like a creator, a leader, a warrior, and your mind begins to search for solutions that align with a higher version of you. Because the truth is, wealth is not a thing, it is a mindset. And until you install that mindset, like code, into the operating system of your being, you will unconsciously repel every opportunity life tries to offer you. So ask yourself, is your mind programmed for poverty, or is it trained for abundance? Because one of those voices is leading your life, and only one of them builds empires. Belief, the invisible currency. Let me tell you something they won't teach you in school. Belief is the currency before the currency. Before the first dollar ever finds its way to your hands, there must be belief in your mind that you are worthy of it. Andrew Carnegie believed. Thomas Edison believed. Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, Walt Disney, they all believed. Long before the world did, Carnegie believed so hard that he gave Hill the mission to extract the formula of success. And what was the first brick in that foundation? Desire fused with belief. Not just wanting, but knowing it is already yours. There is a massive difference between hoping to be rich and expecting it as your birthright. Hope begs. Belief commands. Hope waits. Belief builds. Hope is a lottery ticket. Belief is a blueprint. If your mind cannot envision the life, your hands will never hold the result, because your mind is the architect, and wealth does not build itself. So plant the belief. Water it with action. Defend it from the critics and the cowards, and watch as the world bends itself to fit the shape of your faith. Clarity, the rich man's compass. Let me ask you something deeper than what do you want? What exactly does your rich life look like? If you can't describe it, you'll never direct your life toward it. Clarity is the compass of kings. Without it, you'll wander through mediocrity. With a wallet full of excuses, most people don't fail from lack of talent. They fail from lack of focus. They scatter their energy, like seeds on concrete, hoping something grows. But the wealthy? They are specific. They don't say, I want more money. They say, I will earn $250,000 this year by solving this problem for this market, with this product. Clarity does not entertain vagueness. It demands details. Clarity gives orders. Confusion causes delay. And every day you delay declaring your wealth vision is a day that your mind returns to autopilot, running the same tired loops, repeating the same financial story, living the same month 50 times. So get clear, not just in goals, but in identity. Who are you when you are wealthy? What do you tolerate? What do you reject? What thoughts are allowed in your temple? If you cannot answer that, the world will answer it for you, and the world will always lowball your value if you don't set the price yourself. Vision, the inner movie that creates outer reality. Let me tell you why most people never make it. They have a dream, but they don't have a vision. A dream is a wish. A vision is a command. A dream whispers, someday. A vision screams, now! And until your mind can see the wealth, before your eyes ever touch it, you will keep confusing motion with progress. Vision is the ability to hold the future so vividly in your mind that the present reality becomes uncomfortable. Do you understand how powerful that is? Walt Disney walked through swamps and saw castles. Henry Ford stared at horses and saw engines. They weren't hallucinating. They were downloading the future. And if you want to train your mind to attract unlimited wealth, you must create a mental movie so detailed, so emotionally charged, that it overrides every excuse in your DNA. See the bank balance. Feel the home. Smell the leather of your dream car. Hear the silence of financial freedom. Because once the mind experiences something vividly enough, it begins to demand its fulfillment in reality. This is not magic. It's neuroplasticity. It's the law of autosuggestion. It's how billionaires are made, from the inside out. Discipline, the fire that shapes the gold. Wealth is not built in the bursts. It's built in the boring. Anyone can get excited for a week, but can you stay committed for a year? 5, 10? You want a rich life. But are you willing to live rich in effort, long before you see results? Every great fortune is rooted in discipline, not motivation. Discipline. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. Discipline builds empires while others sleep. Carnegie didn't become a steel tycoon by accident. He commanded his habits. He ruled his time. He guarded his mind like a king guards his gold. So ask yourself, are your habits today worthy of the wealth you say you want? If not, change them. Not tomorrow. Now. Because you will never rise above the standards you tolerate in silence. Success is a game of sacrifice. Not forever, but long enough. Long enough to build. Long enough to stretch. Long enough to become the kind of person who earns wealth, keeps wealth, multiplies wealth. That kind of mind is not given. It is trained. And that training begins the moment you stop lying to yourself about how hard you're actually working. Action, where dreams meet reality. Let's destroy another myth. You don't get rich by thinking. You get rich by doing. Yes, it starts in the mind. But if it stays there, it dies there. Thoughts are seeds. Action is the water. And no matter how fertile your vision, no matter how powerful your belief, without movement, nothing grows. Napoleon Hill didn't just talk about desire. He spoke of definiteness of purpose, followed by decisive action. What you do consistently becomes who you are. And who you are attracts what you receive. So stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop analyzing every angle until the opportunity rots from overthinking. Move! Take the step. Launch the product. Make the call. Post the video. Apply for the grant. Close the deal. Fail forward. Build anyway. You will never outthink the lessons that only come from the battlefield. You can't attract wealth by studying it. You attract wealth by engaging with it. You become magnetic to money. When money sees you're serious, not just spiritually, but practically, and the universe has no patience for the man who talks of riches, but fears responsibility. Gratitude, the magnet behind the manifestation. Here's the paradox they never taught you. You must learn to be grateful for what you have. While demanding more, gratitude is not complacency. It's currency. It's the frequency of receivership. It aligns your energy with abundance, even when your bank account doesn't reflect it yet. Do you think it's coincidence that some of the wealthiest people on earth begin every day in gratitude? No. They've understood a truth that escapes most. You can't attract what you resent. Ask for the strength. Ask for the stamina. Ask for the savage focus that says, I don't care how many times I fail. I only need one win, and I'll never stop until I get it. Learning, the wealth that no one can steal. Let me remind you of something sacred. No one can steal your knowledge. Not banks, not governments, not market crashes. Your mind, if trained, becomes your permanent wealth vault. You want to attract money? Then become the person who money is naturally drawn to. And that means becoming a lifelong student. The wealthiest people you know read. They study. They take courses. They ask better questions. They surround themselves with mentors because they know every book, every lecture, every lesson is not an expense. It's an investment in identity. Think about it. Why did Napoleon Hill spend 25 years interviewing the greatest millionaires of his time? Because he knew success leaves clues, and wisdom is the shortcut most people ignore. Don't just seek money, seek the understanding behind it. Don't just follow trends, study principles. Don't just read motivation. Consume strategy. Your mind, sharpened by truth and trained through learning, becomes the magnet that money can't resist. Ignorance is expensive. Knowledge pays dividends forever. So never stop growing. The minute you stop learning is the minute your income stops rising. Self-image, the identity that drives your destiny. Here's a truth that most avoid. You will never rise above the image you hold of yourself in your mind. You can hustle. You can grind. You can even get lucky. But if you see yourself as not enough, you will subconsciously destroy everything you build. Why? Because the mind does not tolerate identity conflict. So if you say, I want to be wealthy, but deep inside you believe, I'm not worthy of wealth, you will sabotage yourself every time an opportunity arrives. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to reprogram it. Start by asking, how does a wealthy version of me think? How do they dress? How do they make decisions? How do they respond to failure? Then become that. Don't fake it. Train it. Repeat it. Install it. You must step into that identity long before the evidence arrives. Because the money doesn't change you. You change, and then the money shows up. Your self-image is the thermostat of your life. Set it low, and life cools down your dreams. Set it high. Own it, believe it, protect it, and life will rise to meet you. This isn't ego, it's alignment. The world reflects who you are, not what you want. Faith, the bridge between the invisible and the manifested. You've heard it before. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But let's break that down for wealth. Faith is not religion. It's conviction. It's that unshakable inner knowing that what you're building is already yours, even if no one else can see it, even if there's no proof yet. Napoleon Hill devoted an entire chapter to faith because he knew, without it, your mind folds under pressure. With it, your mind becomes invincible. Faith isn't passive, it's active. It shows up in how you walk, how you speak, how you invest, how you persist when others quit. Think of every titan who built something from nothing. They all had one thing in common: unrelenting faith in the invisible. Edison had it, Disney had it, Ford had it. You must have it, because your dreams will not always show up with applause. Sometimes they arrive wrapped in silence and setbacks. Faith is what keeps the hammer swinging, even when the wall won't crack. It's what keeps you planting, even when the field looks barren. Faith is not weakness. Faith is wealth armor. Wear it. Emotional mastery, the gatekeeper of financial destiny. Let's tell the truth most won't dare to admit. People don't go broke from failure. They go broke from emotion, impulse, fear, envy, desperation, panic. You can have the best plan in the world, but if your emotions own you, your bank account will bleed from every decision made under pressure. The wealthiest minds aren't cold. They're calibrated. They don't react. They respond. They don't chase. They attract. They don't doubt. They decide. Think of it like this. Your emotions are the weather, but your decisions must be the compass. If every storm distracts you, you'll never build anything that lasts. Napoleon Hill called it emotional discipline. He knew fear is the thief of fortune. Worry is the assassin of action. Anger is the poison in your progress. You cannot attract wealth while vibrating with chaos. You want clarity? Then regulate your internal state like your life depends on it. Because it does. This doesn't mean you suppress emotion. It means you master it. You feel it, process it, and move forward with power. Because money is not emotional, and your path to it must be forged in clarity, not chaos. Master your mood. Control your energy. Discipline your reactions. This is mental wealth. Time discipline, how the rich guard the invisible asset. Let me give you a brutal fact. The difference between a millionaire and a struggler is how they treat their hours, not their ideas, not their charm, their time. You can't attract wealth while living like time is cheap. The average man wastes his minutes and then cries for miracles. But the wealthy? They guard their calendars like they guard their capital. Every hour is an investment. Every meeting is a strategy. Every distraction is a cost. Stop saying I'm busy. Start saying I'm building. Stop letting broke people borrow your afternoons for nonsense, gossip, or emotional babysitting. You are not here to babysit dysfunction. You are here to design a dynasty. And that means you must restructure your days. until they mirror the life you claim to desire. Time is the only currency you can't earn back, but it is also the one thing you fully control. Are your hours spent on creation or consumption? Do you schedule your wealth habits, or do you leave your success up to chance? Because if your daily schedule doesn't reflect your financial goals, then your goals are just fantasies in disguise. Audit your time. Dissect your hours. Delete what no longer builds you. Your future is hiding in how you spend the next 24 hours. Use it like your legacy depends on it, because it does. Environment. The soil that either starves or strengthens you. A seed can be perfect, but it dies in bad soil. You want to attract wealth? Then ask yourself, what kind of soil are you planted in? Because environment is not neutral. It is either starving your potential or strengthening it. Who are you surrounded by? People who dream big or people who defend their smallness? Are you in a room that expands your vision or a room that laughs at it? Napoleon Hill warned of this. He said, avoid the naysayer. Guard your mind like a fortress, because proximity is power, and nothing infects the subconscious faster than passive association. Want to rise? Then you must relocate mentally. Before you relocate physically, upgrade your inputs. Change the podcast you listen to. Swap noise for wisdom. Choose mentors over opinions. Choose strategy over sympathy. Because sympathy won't build your business. Pity won't elevate your mind. Comfort won't create your freedom. Wealthy people engineer their environments. They curate their circles. They build spaces that whisper victory into their minds daily. Your environment should demand greatness, not enable mediocrity. And if it doesn't, change it or outgrow it. But never stay small to keep others comfortable. Income expansion. Building multiple streams with focus. If you're only earning from one stream, you're one phone call away from panic. You want wealth? Then understand this. Multiple streams of income is not a luxury. It's a necessity. But don't just start hustling in 10 directions like a man on fire. Build with focus. Multiply with intention. The mistake most people make? They chase every opportunity. But the wealthy? They build mastery first. One stream, one system, one skill mastered, monetized, expanded. Then, and only then, do they duplicate. Andrew Carnegie built an empire on steel before touching anything else. Amazon began with books. Facebook started on campuses. Focus creates freedom. Freedom creates expansion. Stop letting broke people borrow your afternoons for nonsense, gossip, or emotional babysitting. You are not here to babysit dysfunction. You are here to design a dynasty. And that means you must restructure your days until they mirror the life you claim to desire. Time is the only currency you can't earn back. But it is also the one thing you fully control. Are your hours spent on creation or consumption? Do you schedule your wealth habits, or do you leave your success up to chance? Because if your daily schedule doesn't reflect your financial goals, then your goals are just fantasies in disguise. Audit your time. Dissect your hours. Delete what no longer builds you. Your future is hiding in how you spend the next 24 hours. Use it like your legacy depends on it, because it does. Environment, the soil that either starves or strengthens you. A seed can be perfect, but it dies in bad soil. You want to attract wealth? Then ask yourself, what kind of soil are you planted in? Because environment is not neutral. It is either starving your potential or strengthening it. Who are you surrounded by? People who dream big? Or people who defend their smallness? Are you in a room that expands your vision or a room that laughs at it? Napoleon Hill warned of this. He said, avoid the naysayer. Guard your mind like a fortress, because proximity is power, and nothing infects the subconscious faster than passive association. Want to rise? Then you must relocate mentally before you relocate physically. Upgrade your inputs. Change the podcasts you listen to. Swap noise for wisdom. Choose mentors over opinions. Choose strategy over sympathy, because sympathy won't build your business. Pity won't elevate your mind. Comfort won't create your freedom. Wealthy people engineer their environments. They curate their circles. They build spaces that whisper victory into their minds daily. Your environment should demand greatness, not enable mediocrity. And if it doesn't, change it or outgrow it, but never stay small to keep others comfortable. Income expansion, building multiple streams with focus. If you're only earning from one stream, you're one phone call away from panic. You want wealth? Then understand this. Multiple streams of income is not a luxury. It's a necessity. But don't just start hustling in 10 directions like a man on fire. Build with focus. Multiply with intention. The mistake most people make? They chase every opportunity. But the wealthy? They build mastery first. One stream, one system, one skill, mastered, monetized, expanded. Then, and only then, do they duplicate. Andrew Carnegie built an empire on steel. Before touching anything else, Amazon began with books. Facebook started on campuses. Focus creates freedom. Freedom creates expansion. It's that unshakable inner knowing that what you're building is already yours, even if no one else can see it, even if there's no proof yet. Napoleon Hill devoted an entire chapter to faith because he knew, without it, your mind folds under pressure. With it, your mind becomes invincible. Faith isn't passive, it's active. It shows up in how you walk, how you speak, how you invest, how you persist when others quit. Think of every titan who built something from nothing. They all had one thing in common: unrelenting faith in the invisible. Edison had it. Disney had it. Ford had it. You must have it. Because your dreams will not always show up with applause. Sometimes they arrive wrapped in silence and setbacks. Faith is what keeps the hammer swinging. Even when the wall won't crack, it's what keeps you planting. Even when the field looks barren. Faith is not weakness. Faith is wealth armor. Wear it. Total wealth embodiment, becoming the person that wealth obeys. This is the moment where everything changes. Not because you've heard new words, but because you've become someone new. True wealth doesn't live in your wallet. It lives in your walk. It lives in your voice. It lives in your decisions. It lives in your standards. You are not separate from the abundance you seek. You are either aligned with it. You're not just thinking about money anymore. You're not just learning about wealth. You're beginning to embody it, or resisting it. It's not out there. It's in here. And it's time to walk, talk, breathe, and act. Like you are already the vessel of everything you desire. Want to attract millions? Then stop operating like you're worth pennies. Want to influence the world? Then stop shrinking in rooms that can't see your worth. The millionaire version of you already exists. Not in the future, but inside you, buried under fear, comfort, and approval seeking. Dig 'em out. Strip away the small talk. Burn the broken habits. Shatter the belief that you have to wait for the right time. Because you are the right time. You are the blueprint, the spark, the engine. And now, you step into it, not as a wish, but as a witness to your own transformation. This isn't becoming, this is remembering. The unstoppable money mindset never broke again. Listen closely. When you train your mind to attract wealth, you don't fear loss anymore. Because you've built the engine. You've wired your thoughts to multiply value. You've fused faith with vision. You've aligned belief with discipline. You've embodied wealth before the money ever showed up. That's power. That's leverage. That's the kind of mind that could lose everything today and rebuild it all twice as fast tomorrow. You're not afraid of broke, because broke is a condition. Wealth is a decision. It lives in how you show up, how you think when no one's watching, how you treat your word, your time, your opportunities. The average man prays for a raise. The wealthy man raises his standards and builds something eternal. You've been waiting for a breakthrough. But the truth is, the breakthrough has been waiting for you. It's been waiting for you to drop the lies, to stop outsourcing your power, to stop negotiating with mediocrity, to stop treating money like a stranger and start treating it like an ally. Because once your mind knows what it's capable of, there's no going back. And the old you, he's already gone. The final awakening, the call to rise. Now we arrive at the final threshold, the place where men turn back or rise forever. You've heard the truth. You've seen the blueprint. You've remembered who you are. But the question remains, will you act on it? Because knowledge without execution is just mental entertainment. And dreams without action are the most expensive things in the world. So this is your choice. Return to the old rhythm, or burn the script and write a new legacy. No one is coming to do it for you. Not a guru, not a course, not a boss. Only you. You and the voice that just awakened in your chest. The one that says, I'm done waiting. I'm done hoping. I'm ready to take it all. You've lived too many lifetimes playing it safe. Now it's time to play it legendary. So rise. Rise with conviction. Rise with clarity. Rise with the kind of purpose that makes excuses irrelevant. From this moment on, you don't chase money. You command it. You don't ask for success. You summon it. Because you've trained your mind. You've forged your beliefs. You've become the architect, the king, the magnetic force. You are wealth. You are the source. You are the storm. And the world? The world is waiting for your empire to arrive. End screen voiceover, cinematic fade out. Now go. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Go build. Go move. Go become. Because everything you've ever wanted is already inside the man who refuses to stay average. Train your mind, attract your wealth, and never, ever look back. If this message woke something up inside you, don't let it fade when the screen goes black. Take the first step, even if it's small, even if no one claps, even if you're scared. Take it anyway, because if you don't build your vision, you'll spend your life building someone else's. And if you don't train your mind to attract wealth, your life will keep attracting everything that isn't aligned. This isn't the end of a video. This is the beginning of your next chapter. So subscribe to your future. Hit the reset button on your past. And if this message spoke to your soul, share it with someone you refuse to watch settle for less. Because together, we're building minds made of steel, hearts made of fire, and lives carved in limitless abundance. This is not motivation. This is transformation. This is how you train your mind to attract unlimited wealth.